We'll let you start with an opening statement before we go to questions.
Well, I'm so proud of these guys. We have, as you guys know, I don't have to tell you this. I don't have to go with the long story about the struggles that we've had. But when you're playing three freshmen for long extended minutes, it's going to take those guys a little time to obviously to get better in our system and understand what we want. You look back 2 or 3 games ago, we were talking about 19 and 20 turnovers. When you look at how we played today, we had 11 turnovers and 11 assists. And I thought it was the best basketball, best team game that we played. When you look at that, 5 guys were in double figures. We had a couple guys. One guy had 9 and one guy had 8 points. And then, give Darion Seabryan credit. I thought he played well. I thought he was energetic. He did a great job. Everybody that we put in the game affected the game in a positive way. And so I thought we took another big step towards maturing. I've told these guys try to mature from half to half, and we don't look at it from game to game. So I wanted to see how we would play from the end of Pitt game to the beginning of Wake, and then Wake at halftime to the second half of Wake. And so proud of these guys. Excited. We were able to get 28 points off our turnovers. A lot of good things that we can build on. Questions?
Andrew, we'll go with you first.
Kevin, what did you see from Darion today that made him so effective, and kind of how have you seen him grow from the start of this season to now?
I've asked him to play with a little bit more grit and a little bit more toughness. He's long. He's the closest that we have to a Devin Daniels. Obviously, in a different ways, not as physical as Devin, doesn't shoot it as well as Devin, but he's the biggest guard that we have on our roster, and we need him to be able to play. One of the reasons he hasn't played as much is because, obviously we need toughness for him. We need him to rebound the basketball. We need him to guard bigger guards. We need him to do a good job getting out in transition. And I think he's starting to get it. He understands it. Has been a little frustrating with him because we put a lot of work into last year, helping him become a good player. And honestly, he's a victim of what happened with COVID because he couldn't go to the ACC tournament. He was at home from basically March all the way until we could bring him to summer school, and he didn't have a chance really to work out. And so now we're starting to see the guy that we thought that we were going to see early on in the year.
Miles, you can go ahead.
Coach, how much of a difference maker is it when Cam is shooting the ball with confidence?
These guys have seen these kids more in high school, and they're talented. In high school, Cam could make shots, but he was more of a pull-up guy. Our coaches have done a good job, and Cam, of getting him in the gym, working on his outside shot. He and Shaq, and when he's making shots, he becomes a really good point guard for us because now he can drive the lane, he can make plays. He's able to step behind the three-point line and make shots. He's got great size as a point guard, and he's what you want in a point guard in the ACC. And I think his confidence is starting to grow in those areas.
Bridget, go ahead.
Sorry. Just you mentioned how getting stops was going to be key for you guys to beat them on defense, to have those forcing 18 turnovers and getting that 28 points off of those turnovers. How big was that for you guys in the win today?
Bridget, it was big. It's frustrating to me as a coach when we don't turn people over. That's because that's what my system is predicated on. And it's been tough the last few games back because we were turning the ball over. And it's nothing like you thinking you're good at something and somebody else is beating you at your own game. And so we got better. Our team is much better when we're creating off our defense. And I thought we were great tonight, with those guys. I thought we made them play a lot of one-on-one basketball. When you look at it, they had 8 assists and 19 turnovers, and I think it's because our defense was special. We did a good job. Our deflections was high. I don't know how many we had for the game, but I know at halftime we had 25, and we try to get 40. And so, Bridget, we're a much better team when we're more active, getting deflections and getting into the passing lanes.
Justin, go ahead.
Coach, it seemed like a couple weeks ago you were asking to just get one of your guards to score double figures consistently. Then it was 2, and then you mentioned tonight the 6 guys in double figures, a couple more with 9 or 8. I mean, how good does it feel to get that kind of balance in terms of scoring production?
I had to be, Justin, I had to be patient, probably like I wish everybody else could be because of the fact that these young guys, it's going to take some time. But as I've maintained, these guys will be really good basketball players. We, of all people, we've had to shift the way we play. And our focus has now become we're more of an inside out team. But while we're going inside out, I think our young guys are starting to get better on the perimeter. And so you're right. Getting two or three of those guys, when we have two or three guards that plays well on a given night, we're capable of this outcome. When we don't, when we have one, it's probably going to be a lot closer games and they're going to be nail biters. But when you get your bigs playing well like they're playing, and then we get a couple guards who are contributing the way we had these guards play today, then we could be a really good basketball team and we'll be tough to beat if those guys play that way.
Thank you.
Jonas, you're next.
Coach, were you tell you spoke about Darion earlier? After his fast start, did you tell him to stay aggressive and keep being aggressive? And if he keeps playing that way, is that just a glimpse of the potential we can see from him?
He had, every year, I want you to think about this, Jonas. When we had CJ Bryce and Devin Daniels, those guys set out. And so they were able to play against guys like Al Freeman every day and, veteran guards. When you look at what Sebron went through last year, he played against Devin Daniels, Markel Johnson, and also CJ Bryce. And he was getting to be aggressive. He's not an aggressive kid to start off with, but he was getting there. And honestly, the only good answer to it is when we traveled, because he was an academic redshirt, he couldn't go to the ACC tournament. And when we left him at home, we didn't see him again until June, July. And then we had to rely on the fact that he was doing all of the right stuff at home. Now, you know how that goes. And so we've asked him to get back to being aggressive. A lot of that's going to help him when he continues to get into the weight room and add about 15 pounds of muscle. But he's different because he's long, he's athletic, he can handle the basketball. Right now he's not shooting it great behind the three-point line, but he can bring so much to our team, especially when he plays with toughness. And when he don't, then certainly we have to get somebody else to play those minutes. But I like the way he played today. Jonas, I've been around this program a long time. I'm not gonna say this is a breakout game because anything can happen next, but I thought he played a really good game.
Luke, you can go ahead.
Kevin, since the Duke game, which I think we'd all agreed that a lot went wrong, you've won a close game on the road against a team that's beaten some people, and now you've won a not close game on the road. Was there a turning point since the Duke game where you saw some of this development from the young guards? Are there other things that have gone on within the program that have enabled you guys to kind of, to a certain extent, turn that corner since the Duke game and play at kind of a different kind of basketball?
Look, we've asked everybody to play to their strengths. I thought everybody was trying to make up for one player and everybody's trying to do too much. And so we talked about not turning the ball over, playing to our strength. The Duke game is weird because I don't think we played as bad as people think. I think Matthew Hurt was really good. But when you look at the rest of the roster, I thought we did a tremendous job. But I thought we forced a lot of things, and guys were trying to do things that they couldn't do. And then certainly you ended up with a lopsided result. That being said, it gave us a chance to humble ourselves. We had not had a game that we lost like we lost Duke other than the Florida State game. And it showed me that our guys had a sense of pride and obviously came back and has fought since that point. And I like Luke. I think some of this winning comes down to the fact that you don't have that beard anymore. So I like it. Don't grow it, okay?
I don't think that's it.
Yes, it is. Thank you for doing that for us.
We've got time for one more, so Andrew, it's all yours.
Kevin, talking about these young guards and kind of waiting for them to come along throughout the season, how important has a guy like Braxton Beverly been, both on days like today when he's producing, but also as a mentor and an example throughout the season for the young guards?
I can't say enough about that kid. He doesn't practice not because he don't want to. Like I let him in a few reps yesterday, and I'm looking over there, and he's like, man, he can't go anymore. And I'm saying, can you go? And I think the trainer yelled at him, no. But he's saying, yes, I can. He's been a great mentor for those guys. You know, coming off the bench as a senior, you would think he would be pouting. He understands the situation that we're in, and he's doing everything he can to help our team win, whether it's in the locker room, whether it's coming on the court. And honestly, he's came in the last couple games and made a big difference. He's made some timely shots, some big shots. You know, so he's started to work out for us. But I can't say enough about that kid. I know, you know, he's been the guy who's been celebrated because he's been here for so long, and he's been a punching bag for a lot of people for so long. But at the end of the day, the kid does what he needs to do to help his team win.
All right. Thank you, Coach.